Are open, 865-483-8112. If you'd like to call in with a question or comment for Coach Keith, or just call in and welcome him to Clinton, that would be great. And, Coach, I'm just honored, I know Matt is as well, for us both to be here with you. This is your first time for the viewing public out there to see you and hear you talk and get to know you a little bit. And I know tomorrow at 5:30 at the Hollingsworth Sportsplex, we're going to have a meet and greet with you as well.
Yes, sir. We are. I think it's paramount that people get to understand what my intentions are for Clinton, and to see me. And I like to answer a lot of questions. I like everybody to be on the same sheet of music before we begin to move this train called the Clinton Dragons. So, I know people are anxious and want to know this is their town, and they need to know who's coming in it so they can feel comfortable and know what direction I'm going in and what my motives are, what kind of man I am. They need to know that because, whether I meet everybody in Clinton or not, I'm a representative of Clinton. I can tell you I'll never get a DUI. I'll never have any domestic violence. I'll never do anything to put Clinton in a bad light, because I understand giving this opportunity is a blessing from God. And I take it very seriously. This is my ministry. These young men will be under my tutelage as long as I'm allowed to be here. So I take it very seriously.
Yes, sir. And Coach Keith, you're taking over for another good man, Coach
Definitely.
Randy McCamey. He was at Clinton for 3 years. He resigned right around Thanksgiving, and Randy did a lot of good things at Clinton. He saw the new Hollingsworth Sportsplex come to life, and I know you will build on that as well.
Like I said in an early interview, I have a lot of admiration for Coach McCamey. He's been through a lot, and he's persevered, him and his family. And I thought at the end of the season the kids really played hard and turned things around. And so I'm just going to pick up the ball where he left off and try to build on what he started. And he's from Clinton, and I owe him the utmost respect, and I give it to him, and I admire him.
You're exactly right. The team did play hard last year, won their last 2 games. Matt witnessed that as well. He's a big part of the program, behind the scenes, filming, doing a lot of video work, and he can attest to that as well. The boys, there was no quit in the team, and Coach McCamey, he had discipline, and we wish him the best of luck. But it looks like you'll be able to fill those shoes as well with your background. Just like to say thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
With the Army. If you would, just talk about your background.
I'm a product of a single family. It's me and my mother. Both my parents were educators. My father was in my life, but most of my time was spent with my mother. It was just me. I'm the only child. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. I played at Pleasant Grove High School. I had the honor to play against Bo Jackson and guys like Cornelius Bennett. And I had a lot of opportunities to go to large schools. I was heavily recruited, but unfortunately, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't have the grades, so I had to end up going to Alabama A&M, and I played ball there 4 years. But I got to play for the Chief. John Chase was my defensive coordinator, so I'll never forget that. Those were some good years, and then to see him come to UT and blossom the way he did, and I'm very proud of him. Very proud to have known him. After I left college, I was indecisive on what I wanted to do. I had some responsibilities I had to take care of. I had a son. And so I decided to enlist into the Army, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the structure, and I enjoyed being a leader of men. And I'll tell you, one of the most rewarding jobs I had in the military was being a drill sergeant, and because you get to take regular civilians and turn them into soldiers. And I've used some of those same techniques as a football coach.
Yes. Matt, we have some calls coming in.
Phone lines are already lighting up, so we're going to answer our first one right now. Caller, you're on the air.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air with new head Dragon football coach, Coach Keith.
All right, Coach Keith. Hey, man, this is Carlos. I wanted to welcome you to the greater Knoxville area. The Clinton Dragons just don't know what they're going to get and what kind of coach you are. I personally know what kind of man you are, what kind of coach you are, and, you know, man, I'm just so excited for you. I'm just so excited for your family, and Clinton Dragons football is going to be something really, really special this year, and I can't wait to see it.
Hey, Carlos, thank you very much. And Carlos is a friend of mine. We're both in the same college fraternity. Carlos, first thing that we're going to establish is a bond. And, you know, I got some pet peeves. Responsibility of the coaches to love the players, and the players' responsibility to love each other. And if you can establish that, whenever you can get people on the same sheet of music in a positive aspect, then you have a chance. Football, winning is a byproduct of hard work. And so by no means am I a great coach, but the things that I implement are great. Integrity, teamwork, honor, discipline, you know, those type things, old school things that made me and you who we are, you know. Selfless service, and if we can get, you know, basically this in short, if you can get new school players, they're better athletes than what we were. All day, every day. I mean, they're freaks of nature. But I don't know if they had the grit that we had. And if you can instill that old school grit in that new school frame, you got yourself something. That's my whole goal.
Yes, sir. I know some friends out there that have talked about that in the past, that like that brand of football. And I know you employed that at Todd County, Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Where you came from.
Yes, sir, I did.
Matt, we have any more calls?
Not sure. We're not sure. Is he still?
Is Carlos, you still there?
No, I think Carlos hung up, so we're going to answer the second call now. Wait, make sure it goes away. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to Clinton, Tennessee.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
I just
Will.
wanted to say, look over your left shoulder. You see that AC on that locker behind you? That's who we're after, Coach.
Yes, I've been informed. I watched some video, and it's a pretty intense game. I'm looking very forward to it.
Yeah.
It's a nice rival.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to ask you what your first impressions were of Clinton when you came for a visit.
I was in. My first impression was that I was very impressed with the support that the community is behind the team and the staff, and I was impressed with the educational system at Clinton. You know, I have a young son, and you know, I was very impressed with that. And I think what impressed me most was the quarterback calling me at my home and welcoming me and my wife to Clinton. That impressed me. And he's a teenager, and so I know that he learned it from somewhere. And so that really touched me, and that made me, that took a lot of tension off of me when the quarterback, a young kid, would call and do that in this day and age.
Into town, and you've got our support, Coach.
Thank you very much.
I'll hang up and listen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that was Wimp Shootman. He's former mayor of Clinton and a big Dragon fan and supporter. His grandson graduated last year and played football for Clinton.
And we got another caller, so that's just one caller. You're on the air with Coach Darrell Keith.
Hi. Hello, Coach Keith.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm a Dragon supporter, and I would like to welcome you to Anderson County and to Clinton High School in our community, in our city of Clinton. I'm a former Dragon, and we are not shy about having a tough, hard-nosed coach. That's what Clinton tradition was built on, and I'm really enthusiastic about you coming and implementing your coaching degree on our young men and make them be the best young men they can be in our community and help make our community proud of our young men and of our county. I'm from this county, and my philosophy is you come to this county, you better come with your chin strap buttoned up, no matter if you're playing Oak Ridge, Clinton, or Anderson County. When you come to Anderson County, You better bring your A game, and that's what we're waiting on, Coach. And I want to listen to you, and I'll have some comments for you.
Yes, sir. I totally agree with your philosophy. I mean, we got to bring some old school mentality back. You know, our identity should be, no matter what the score is, no matter what's going on, Clinton Dragons are going to hit you. Man, football's a contact sport, and you know, right now it's become to be the greatest show on grass. And you know, there's a place for that. I like passing the ball. I think it's a part of the game. I think it accelerates the game. But at the same time, you know, football is a game of war, and wars are fought up close and personal. And it teaches, you know, football is a contact sport. Life is a contact sport. Football should be used to build the character by young men. You know, they're going to take over from us. We're the present. We're right now. They're the future. So, you know, if we coddle young men and be lawnmower parents and mow everything down for them, and don't teach them adversity, then, you know, what happens when the lights get turned off? What happens when you don't have enough food to feed your kids? I mean, who's going to coddle you and hold you then? So football, you know, football teaches us life lessons every play, you know.
Yes, sir. I agree 100%. I mean, some days I'm 55 years old, and some days I have to get like 2 a days to get my butt up and get going. But I know I got to get going because I got to get going. You got to get up and do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I appreciate your call, and you're in good hands there with Mr. John Sleepy Williams. He knows anything you need to find out about. He can tell you about it. But good luck, Coach, and I'll be coming to the games like I always have.
Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to meeting you in person.
Thank you very much, Coach.
You too,
Have
sir.
a good day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, that was John Miller. He was All-State running back in 1981 for Clinton, and back then they run the I formation, and he is one of the top rushers in school history, and just a hard-nosed runner. He was really fast too. He could outrun you, or he could run over you.
You still got an eligibility?
I wish he did. He was always fun to watch play. He's one of my favorite players at Clinton. Never played, but right now we're going to take our first break. We appreciate the phone calls and continue to call in. Here for Coach Keith, Coach Darrell Keith, the new head football coach at Clinton High School. But we're going to pay a few bills, and we'll be right back in just a little bit. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
At Earl F. Subaru, our reputation has been built on taking care of customers. We're Tennessee's only 8-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. This year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. This means you can be sure you'll have an excellent experience when you visit our store and be proud you're dealing with a company that gives back to local causes. Read our online reviews, then come to Earl F. Subaru in Harriman.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Really? Again? Hey, if I had automotive style suspension like the new Simplicity, plus a free floating mower deck for the best cut, I'd be all that too.
Well...
And if I had the expertise and advice of his Simplicity dealer, maybe he'd look forward to hanging out with me.
You don't have a Simplicity dealership.
Good point. Huh.
Yeah.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Welcome back to the locker room chat. I'm John Williams, joined by Matt Hagan, and with us here tonight is the new Clinton Dragon head football coach, Darrell Stacy. And Coach Stacy,
it's actually Coach Keith. I think you're thinking of the new baseball coach, Rob Stacy.
I'm sorry. I've been wanting to call you Coach Green all day for Darrell Green, but
okay.
Coach Keith, I apologize for that, but Coach Keith, this is an historic hire at Clinton High School.
It is.
And
it is.
The first African American coach at Clinton, and not only in football but in all sports. And I was reading some of your comments from your press conference. You mentioned talking about the Clinton 12, and you was just elated to be mentioned in the same breath with the Clinton 12.
It says a lot about this community. I mean, I think the Clinton 12 is around 1950, 53, 55, and Clinton thought they did some groundbreaking stuff. That was around the same time the Rosa Parks was boycotting the buses down to Birmingham. Those were turbulent times, and they took a stand 10, 15 years prior before integration was really accepted, and it made this community grow in harmony. I mean, it takes a lot of brave people to do that, and I'm very proud to be here. I mean, that's awesome. And I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Right. Clinton made history. 1956, 12 students came and desegregated Clinton High School. So it's just great that, it's historic in our day and age. You don't think it's been about 63 years, I guess, but it's a long time, but it's historic in a way, but in this day and age, it shouldn't be, because we're all in this together. So
we are.
So, Matt, we got some more calls.
Looks like the phone lines are still lighting up. We're getting another call right now as we're about to answer this one. Just want to make sure it gets put on hold first, so I don't hang up on the wrong person. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Coach Keith, I'd like to welcome you to Clinton, Tennessee.
Thank you very much.
And I'm hoping that you can bring this team to the top.
Well, we're going to bring the team to the top. We're going to do it together.
Right. And I hope you can bring this and win us a bunch of games and not give up and play 110% football. And if you have to be tough on them, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
I guarantee you we won't give up. And we will give you 110%.
Coach, I wish you 110%, buddy, and the best of luck to you.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
All right. Have a good one now. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got one more caller, looks like, right now. Caller, you're on the air with head coach. I guess the caller hung up right when we took him.
Must have lost him, but...
We'll get some more before the end of the night.
Right, please call in for...
Yeah, phone number is 483-8112, and as we mentioned, getting another caller, here they come.
So we don't hardly ever get any calls.
Yeah. And looks like this person hung up as well, just as soon as we tried to answer the phone. Sleepy, I'm gonna have you answer the phones from now on. Looks like they're not liking it when I hit the button. So, Head Coach Keith, what interested you about coming down here?
The Clinton 12. When I read up on it and I saw the job was open, I called a friend of mine. Carlos Young, and I talked to a friend of his named Tony, who runs the Gunslinger Academy and my son came down here for a quarterback academy, and my wife was so impressed. And then when I thought it was, there's no coincidence, you know, God set all this up, and I wanted to come down here and see what impressed her so. And so I began to talk to the right people, or the right people began to talk to me, and one thing led to another, and here I am. And you know, whenever God does something, it's not a lot of difficulty involved. And so it sort of like fell in my lap, and I think it's a win-win situation for everybody. You know, I'm a military guy. It's time for me to buy a house and retire. I've bought a house before. It's time for me to settle down. It's time. I'm 53 years old with a young kid, so we're gonna settle down. We're gonna buy a home and relax a little bit, but we're not gonna relax too much.
But the Gunslinger Challenge, Tony Costin.
That's Tony Costin.
Right, and Tony he's a former quarterback at Clinton in the late '90s.
He was instrumental, and definitely instrumental. Him and Carlos Younger and Brad, the AD, was very instrumental in me being here, and I appreciate every last one of them.
Right, Coach Brad Collette, athletic director at Clinton, also Dr. Caleb Tipton.
Oh, fabulous guy! I can't wait to talk to him again. The principal,
principal.
Awesome.
Right,
and
great
the assistant principal is awesome as well. That was the best interview I had ever been in. I felt so comfortable in that interview. I mean, at that point, you know, I really wanted the job, but if I didn't, I still wanted to stay in contact with those guys. They were so positive and upbeat.
Okay. Let's take another call here. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air with new Clinton Dragon head football coach Darrell Keith.
Yeah, I was wondering about the staff, and if you know who the staff is, because I'm a former player, and, you know, I like some of the staff we had, but I didn't know what his plans were.
The question is about the current staff at Clinton.
So ongoing work. I plan to staff at least 80% of my staff with people that are from Tennessee. I'm in conversation with two guys that I might bring in transit with me, but I think it's important that the foundation of the coaching staff comes from the Tennessee area, preferably Clinton. I've talked to several coaches, and I like what I'm hearing. If our philosophies line up, then I'll build my staff from around here. If not, then I will import coaches to do what I like to do.
Makes sense.
Yes, sir.
And Matt, can I ask Matt Hagan something?
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Matt, this is Zach Page, and you look like a mushroom.
Hey, Zach.
But good luck to you, Coach. I'll be watching.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, that was Zach Page. He's a big boy.
He graduated 2 years ago. He was center. He didn't miss a snap when he was on the ball, and you could not miss him. He towered over everybody. Well, what would you guess, Sleepy? 6'7", 6'8", probably?
Right. He's a
big. And his little brother is on the middle school team, going to be supposed to be a freshman next year.
Good.
And his father played on the 1992 team at Clinton that went to the state championship. They had a tremendous offensive line that year, so he's definitely got the bloodlines. All right, take another call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air with the new Clinton Dragon head football coach Darrell Keith. Did we lose him?
Yeah. Sounds like we lost him.
Okay.
We're about to get another caller. If you will call in, numbers on the bottom of your screen: 865-483-8112. Caller, you're on the air.
All right. Take another call.
Go ahead, caller.
You're on the air with the Clinton Dragon head football coach Darrell Keith. Hello.
Hey, caller, if you would, please turn your TV down and listen through the phone. Just turn your TV down.
Hello?
Hey, caller, you're on the air.
This is...
Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air with Coach Darrell Keith.
Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you, caller. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right, go ahead. You're on the phone with head coach Darrell Keith.
Yeah, turn your TV down. And just talk to us.
Hey, Dad.
Your son.
How you doing, son?
I'm doing, I just say hi, say hello, and say that I'm proud and I love you.
I love you too, son. I can't wait till you get down here. They got nice middle school down here. I'm really looking forward to being down here. Thank you for calling. I really appreciate that, son. I love you very much too. Tell your mother I love her too. Tell your brother too.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, man.
All right.
Wow. That was my youngest son.
Coach Keith, what's your son's name?
Joshua Keith.
Joshua Keith, and do you have any other children?
Yes, sir. I have a son that's a city councilman in Huntsville, Alabama. His name is Devin Keith, and then I have another son that's currently in college at Lindsey Wilson in Kentucky. Plays football up there. His name is Donovan Keith.
Okay, and so Joshua, he's in middle school?
Yes, sir. He's an 8th grader.
I'm sure he played football there. I hear some good things about him.
Yes, sir. You know, they say, I think he's rated pretty high as I think he's rated #1 quarterback in class 2024 in the state of Kentucky, but,
that's pretty good. But, you can't rest on that, can you?
No. He can. We're gonna bring him along slow, develop him, and see where it goes. I'm very proud of him. I'm very more so proud of his scholastic. He's, if anything should come along, he'll be able to take advantage of it because academically he's astute, unlike his father. So I'm very proud of him in that aspect. His mother does a great job in making sure that she keeps him on the road in that aspect.
Okay. Well, we're going to take another break. You're watching the Locker Room Chat, and we're joined here in studio by Clinton Dragon head football coach, Darrell Keith. Got it right that time, Coach. So we'll be back here in a little bit. Thanks for watching.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Rome Metals, we treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 110,000 participants here in Tennessee who take part in high school sports.
At Earl F. Subaru, our reputation has been built on taking care of customers. We're Tennessee's only 8-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. This year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. This means you can be sure you'll have an excellent experience when you visit our store and be proud you're dealing with a company that gives back to local causes. Read our online reviews, then come to Earl F. Subaru in Harriman.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Chat. We're joined here by new Clinton Dragon head football coach Darrell Keith, and understand we have a caller on the line. This is Coach Lockard, the head basketball coach at Clinton.
Hey, Coach Lockard, you're on the air with head coach Darrell Keith.
Hey guys, Chris Lockard here.
Hey, Coach.
Sleepy Matt just saying hey. Just wanted to call in. I'm out Christmas shopping, taking a little break, and was watching the show. Just wanted to call in and welcome Coach to our school. Look forward to meeting you tomorrow, and hopefully we get everything going the way you want. And I think it's going to be exciting for another new start for us at Clinton. But just wanted to call and reach out and say congratulations, and we're excited to have you.
That's a good feeling when you get one of your peers or another head coach welcoming you to the team. I mean, I hope me and you become the best of friends. I'll be there to support your basketball in any kind of way, whether you want me to help you in the weight room or whatever you need me to do. You know, we all on the same team. You know, my motto is when I went to Iraq was one team, one fight. So I've adopted it in everything I've done in life, and I'm glad you called in. I can't wait to meet you. I've heard nothing but positive things about you, so yeah, I am. I'm excited.
Well, we are too. You know, Coach Collette, he's done a wonderful job as our AD, and I know you've got to meet and speak with him quite a bit. He's so supportive, and as a Dr. Tipton, you know, Dr. Tipton's a former Dragon and actually played on the first team when I first came back. My dad and I was coaching, but heard so much greatness about you, read some articles about you. I'm real excited, and like you said, I can't wait to get to know each other, and I'm sure we will become the best of friends. Clinton is a great place, and it's one place that you can definitely call home, and people that really buy in, it becomes family, and I think you'll see that in the community and the kids, and there's a lot of excitement, and but I just wanted to take a minute before my wife gets out of this next store here and makes me go shop some more and welcome you, and I can't wait to see you. I'll be over tomorrow. We will be practicing for a little bit, but I'll definitely be over there for the meet and greet, and look forward to it.
I thought I could come in tomorrow and meet you in the gym so we could play a little horse, you know.
Heck yeah, come on down. It'll be fun.
So we're going to be the horse champion.
Hey,
okay.
Well, come on down. We'll have a good time.
All right.
And, we have a good time down there. Uh-oh.
How about I don't pull the muscle?
Just don't get Coach Locker to run too much.
Yeah. I wait till I get my new hip in, and then we'll run up the floor a little bit.
He's a good. He can spot up and shoot it though. He can still.
Okay, I'll be tomorrow. I'll come in and play some horse tomorrow.
Sounds great.
All right.
Hey, I'll get off here so you can talk to some new people, and we'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for calling, Coach.
We got one more caller right now. Caller, you're on the air with head coach Darrell Keith.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to call and welcome you. I'm a former Dragon. I actually played with Tony, and now my son's a Dragon. So I'm just looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. And
hey, you mind if I make a comment on the former Dragon? I'm a military guy, so once a Dragon, always a Dragon.
Dragon for life.
Dragon for life. And I really appreciate you calling me and welcoming me. And hello?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, just keep on talking. Looks like he may have hit a dead zone on there. So you were talking about Once a Dragon.
Once a Dragon, you know, I feel so welcome here, and so I just all, you know, you guys are dragons through and through. You can tell your heart's in the right place. So I was once a dragon, always a dragon. Even when, you know, you guys are just awesome. I need you to know that. I need you to know that you're doing it right down here. It's only one, you know, I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 ingredients missing that's going to cost us to come together and win. So I am very excited, and I feel so welcome. I want you to know, coming into Clinton, you know, there's a certain amount of pressure, but I embrace it because, you know, the number one ingredient here is support. And so you guys are doing your part, so you can bet that I'm going to do mine. And that's to give you 110% every day, all day. Energy level up every way I can think of. Feed into the kids positivity, but at the same time, a lot of grit and determination. I want you to know that my philosophy is basically what most parents teach their kids, you know. If you don't move your feet, you don't eat. Now, I'm not going to say that we're going to be more talented than anybody else. You know, we're in a tough district. That's great. But nobody's going to outwork us. You know, we're going to be prepared when we come out and play. We're going to do very little, very well.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines.
First way to make sure he gets on there. There we go. So, caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
What's up, Pop?
Oh, it's my other son calling me. Hey, Donovan, how you doing? It's my son, Donovan Keith. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for calling.
I just want to say I'm proud of you, Pop. It's good seeing you over here.
Hey, I'm always proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your grades. I'm proud of the things. I'm proud of you being a son. I'm proud of you being a father. I'm proud of you as well.
Thank you, Pop. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I meant that.
Thank you, Pop. I love you, man.
I love you too, son.
Hey, Pop, keep doing your thing. I know everything's going to work out for you.
Thank you very much. I'll see you guys Saturday.
You know, I'm going to be rooting for you all the way.
All right. I know. Thank you very much,
all right,
son.
Pop.
Bye-bye. I'm sorry, my kids keep calling.
That's great, Coach Keith. That's great to hear you. I can tell you have a strong family core, and that's just great to hear you interact with your children.
Thank you.
And I think that's going to translate over to the Dragon football program as well. As you mentioned earlier, you know, love one another and play together as a team and just bond.
You know, when we play ball, I think we need to, you know, stress every young kid that plays balls for the Dragons, they're representing somebody within this county and within this town. And so we need to build a sense of pride that not only we're going out to play for ourselves, but we're playing for the Clinton Dragons. And so there needs to be a certain amount of pride that goes with that, and, you know, and a buy-in. I need, you know, I'll tell you one of the greatest things that I ever felt has been a head coach. I've only been a head coach on the high school level for 2 years, and the Todd County hadn't really won consistently in years, and I think we beat Fort Campbell 57-20, and I seen an old man. He might have been 70, 80 years old, and he stood up and he stuck his chest out, and they all I don't know where they went, but wherever they went, they were happy, and I was happy to be a part of that, to give them that, you know, and it's a small town, and they shut the town down to come watch football, and I made them feel proud. Well, I didn't make them feel proud. Me and the team made them feel proud, and that was a good feeling. That was a good feeling, you know. I didn't sleep at all that night, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna do the same thing here. And it's never Keith. It's we. It's us. It's never Keith. I can't do anything without your kids. I can't do anything without you. It's never me. It's we. It's I can't do it by myself. I need your help. I mean, one man can make a difference, but just imagine what a whole bunch of men and women can do. So it's a team effort. We're gonna have to work at this. It's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna do it. You know, we're gonna do it because it's our time. It is our time.
And you're watching Coach Darrell Keith, the new head football coach for the Clinton Dragons. Coach Keith comes from Todd County, Kentucky. If I'm not mistaken, that is pretty close to the border, right across the border from Clarksville.
Exactly.
And he coached the Todd County Rebels last year, went 6-5, and made the playoffs. Actually, they made the playoffs the last 2 years, as you just mentioned. They hadn't made the playoffs in about 20 years, I think. But also, you were named the Coach of the Year in the district in Class 2A, District 2. So congratulations on that. That's quite an achievement.
Yes, sir. I would tell you, I would like to say that, you know, it was my great coaching that propelled us, but it wasn't. It was just changing the mindset. The difference between winning the game and losing the game, and sometimes it's just mindset. I'll tell you that being mentally tough is just as important as being physically tough. I mean, if you say that you're going to win, you're going to win. And and if you say that you're going to lose, you're going to lose. You know, what's the difference between a person that say I can't and a person that say I can? There is no difference. So, you know, as a former drill sergeant, as a drill sergeant, we take America's young kids and we prepare them to go to war. And I'll tell you, I'm not embarrassed to say that there's a form of brainwashing that goes with building a soldier, you know, to get a person to do something unnatural like get out by the foxhole and charge the enemy lines. That's totally unsafe. But we convince them that they can do it and that their training will save their life. So why can't we convince our young people that they're winners? You know, if you tell someone that they're a winner every day, they eventually believe it. And so we're going to start being super positive and brainwashing our kids to know that they're winners.
Right, and Clinton needs that. They haven't had a winning season since 2014, but Clinton is a proud program. I started following Clinton, I guess, in the early 70s and had some really good teams. Went into the 80s, had some really good teams as well. The 90s, went to the state championship in 92. Just a lot of winning at Clinton, and it seems like when Coach Gaylor left the program, sort of took a downward spiral, but Coach Shattuck came back in the mid-2000s and brought the program back up and had a couple of playoff appearances, and he left to go to take an AD position in Maryland, and Coach Kerr came in, and he coached the playoff team in 2014, and that was our last winning season that year. But Coach, not the last playoff team, Coach McCamey, we went to the playoffs there year before last, so I apologize for that. But
we got another caller. I have a feeling, I think I know who this one is. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hello. Hey, Coach.
Hey.
Welcome to Clinton. I'm a former Dragon. Played football in the 80s. I just got a quick question. When I grew up in Clinton in football and basketball and sports, one thing I noticed that was very prevalent back in the day was the head football coach had a big part in the youth sports program.
Totally.
And I just want to know what you think and what your plans are on how to be a part of the youth programs so that all these kids know that they're going to be playing for Coach Keith when they get to high school.
Well, Mr. Wallace, I got to be visible. I got to be there. I think you have a good youth program here now. I think to enhance it, we probably need to move more towards the city of Knoxville and play stiffer competition, so our kids can continue to grow and get ready for the competition. You know what I've noticed in youth sports, Mr. Wallace? We need to make it more fun. Football it needs to be fun. It's a game, and I see a lot of kids, a lot of coaches, especially a lot of young coaches, where I'm at in Kentucky, they're yelling and screaming at the kids, and taking the fun out of the game. I really would think that, you know, that we should bring the coaches in sometime, some of the high school coaches, and go over fundamentals, like the I formation, not trying to do so much complicated things, you know, keep it simple, teach them how to block, teach them how to get in the proper stance, teach the quarterback how to hold the ball the right way, center, quarterback exchange. If you keep it basic, you know, the less they think, the harder they play. So I'm a fundamentalist when it comes to little league and middle school, not so much the fancy stuff, but just, you know, teaching the kids the fundamentals, less you have to do when they get at the high school level. But yes, I'll be visible. I'll be out there every Saturday.
All right, Coach. I really appreciate it. Welcome to Clinton, and I look forward to meeting you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. I look forward to it as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was Joe Wallace. He comes from a long line of, well, he had a couple of brothers that played at Clinton, just bam, 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 and Joe was actually the quarterback of the Dragons in 1986. They beat Oak Ridge, hadn't defeated Oak Ridge in 14 years, and I always remember that. But
his son's a freshman this year. He got a little bit of varsity time this past year, but really just helped out with the passing game in the freshman team this past year. And you were mentioning the youth. All three of our Optimus Leagues this year made their region championship games.
That's pretty good.
That should tell you something about what's coming up.
That's coming up.
Right, they all three made the championship, as Matt said. Also, Mr. Wallace there was wanting me to ask you about your offensive, your philosophy on offense.
My philosophy, what I like and what I do is two different things. What I mean by that is I'm a high school coach, so, you know, I don't get to recruit. And so whatever I'm given is my philosophy. For example, last line I had averaged 300 pounds. So we ran the wishbone and we pounded the ball and we did a little play action. Smaller, faster linemen, we're going to zone block and look for the crease and, you know, cut back and probably try to do the quick game. But like I said, I'm a fundamentalist. Whatever we run, they need to be well coached. I believe, you know, I like a low center gravity lineman. Use their hands. Sometimes we use a shoulder technique, you know, to punch based on the quickness of the guard. I really like getting to the second level as much as possible. So I used to go with a lot of gap down linebacker, but my philosophy is very aggressive. You know, I'm a very aggressive guy. I think that, you know, that you should beat your opponent in submission. You know, and why say, Keith? Why would you think that would be a good tactic? Well, you know, I've been in a couple of fights in my life, and I've taken some licks, and I've been in fights that I didn't want to be in again. I didn't want to fight that guy ever again because he hit real hard. And so if you hit real hard and you're really aggressive, you send a message that can stick with people 4 and 5, 6, 7 years. If you start beating them in the 8th grade, you'll probably end up beating them in the 12th grade because you can build a psychological block, you know. And so, yeah, I'm a very aggressive coach. I guess I got it from Chavis. I just think you should beat your opponent into submission. I'm sorry, but that's how I am. I think we should hit in every facet of the game. That's my philosophy.
And Coach, I saw where last year your team averaged 285 yards rushing a game. It was ranked number 3 in the state of Kentucky for rushing, and that's quite a bit. That's pretty good. You say you ran the wishbone last year?
Well, yeah, you know, I'll tell you, and I'm not being negative, I'm just being factual. To me, some of the most undercoached positions in high school ball, it used to be the most prominent positions was quarterback and linebacker. The linebackers today are so sleek and built for the pass. I wanted to see what could they do if I sent 2 fullbacks at them. Were they going to split the fullback and make the tackle? No, they got folded. I mean, that's why we absolutely destroyed linebackers playing old school football. And I need a fullback and a tight end that don't care. And if we can do that, you know, I don't want to sound psychotic up here, but I like to bend the wheel of my opponent. And football is a violent sport, and it's the only time that you can fight and not get in trouble.
We got a couple more calls.
Okay.
Let's see who this one is. Caller, you're on the air.
Thank you very much. Matt, Sleepy, thank you very much for having Coach Keith show up in such an early time frame that he has, I'm sure, been introducing him to the public like you're doing tonight. Coach, thank you for accepting this job. Thank you for taking this great challenge from a historic high school football school that we have here dating back to 1906. And Sleepy and I talked today, and you're somewhere around the 20th, 21st, 22nd coach, I guess, of all time. Jody Fisher coached back in the 50s and 60s, and he won about 102, 104 games over probably a 12 or 14-year period. So he's the winningest coach. And, Coach, we expect to see your name tacked up there after 10 or 12 years that you're going to stay here. Put your name in the record book of being the winningest coach here at Clinton High School.
No pressure.
With that said, let me say, I graduated in 65, my son in 86, had two grandkids, 2009, 2012. Got a lot of roots here in Clinton High School and has followed this athletic program, not just football, but the whole athletic program for many years. Now, you're an Anderson County school system football coach, but you sit right in the middle of the greatest city ever, and that's Clinton, Tennessee.
Yes.
Now, I would like to tell you that the Clinton City Council welcomes you to the city of Clinton. You will meet probably all of us. You'll meet the Recreation Department, who takes care of probably the greatest football field with natural turf that there is. I hope you take pride in getting on a bus every Friday night and going downtown for your home football games. Welcome to the community. And Sleepy, tell him how to get a hold of me, and I'll be glad to put you in my truck, and we'll go around and meet some of the great people here in the city of Clinton anytime you want to.
Can I ask you a question?
Congratulations and welcome to the city, and I'll hang up and listen to your comments.
No, I want to ask you a question.
Hold up,
I want to ask you a question.
E.T., hold up.
All right.
What do you think about bringing back the Dragon Walk?
Oh, absolutely. From the high school?
Yes, we'll pre-position the equipment down at the field and we'll walk.
Oh, well, okay. Andy Shattuck tried that back when Andy Shattuck was here, and there's a street that you'll walk down. It's called Delta. Now, he did that over like a 2-year period of time, and after the people that lived on that street was accustomed that every home game that the football team was going to walk down that street, they started coming out in the front yard. They had lemonade. They had hamburgers and hot dogs. Of course, you didn't want the kids to eat, but they really embellished the fact that it was a tradition, and they were trying to get the community involved again.
Well,
and that's a good deal. I like that.
What do you think about another tradition that I do after the game? I usually go up in the stand and shake the people's hand because they came out and supported us, and then we usually do one big circle, but I don't know. We do one big circle after the game, win, lose, or draw, and we have someone to, preferably a player, to say, talk to the Lord, make sure everybody get back home safe, and then we end the game. But the players will line up alongside and shake the people's hand because you guys make it possible. Who wants to play football in front of one person?
Coach, there's not a better way to get your name embellished in the city of Clinton is with a handshake. You said it exactly right there. You go up in stands, you shake their hands. That's how they get to know you. And a handshake, a firm handshake, which I'm sure the Army taught you well with a handshake there, but that's how they know who you are and how secure you are with your job and how much you really care about the Clinton High School Dragons. Thank you, Coach, very much, and I can't wait to talk to you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You too.
Yeah, that's E.T. Stamey. He's a Clinton City councilman. He's a Dragon historian. He comes on the radio once a week. Jim Harris de Boisse's has a show, and E.T. comes on with his history. He knows quite a bit about Clinton football. Plus, he's does a lot for the community, as I mentioned, city councilman, and he's a really nice man. And like he said, he'll put you in his truck and take you around and introduce you to everybody.
Okay. Does he hunt?
Does he hunt? I don't know if he hunts or not.
You got some players on your team that do.
I gotta get with my fullback. I gotta get me a buck before the season's out.
Yeah, we got Time for like 1 or 2 more calls. Let's see who this one is.
I know a few other friends that hunt, so.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Oh, that's my wife. Hello, honey. How you doing?
Hi. I just wanted to say I'm glad you made it safely, and I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you
and
very much.
thank you to the Clinton community for welcoming you and our family.
Thank you.
Be safe coming home tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, Saturday. Be safe.
Yes, ma'am.
Love you.
Love you too, baby.
Thank you for calling in. What's your wife's name?
My wife's name, Jeanette Lynn Keith.
Jeanette Lynn. Jeanette, thank you for calling in. And once again, the family core is strong, you can tell. And I just want to mention E.T. said, you know, I give props to Brad Jones. He owner of this BBB Channel 12.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is really awesome.
He got the ball rolling, contacted you, and believe got you to come in here. I didn't know if you'd be able to on such a short notice, and didn't know if you was even in the state or not. But just glad you came in to be on the show. It just shows a lot about you, and you know, I've also heard you've already watched all the game film for last year, so
yes, sir. I'm impressed. It's not as bad as you think it is. I'm telling you. I've seen. We're in good shape. We're in good shape.
Right, and I know a lot of people are talking about we lose players to Anderson County. We're right in the middle of Clinton and Oak Ridge, 2 big rivals, and it's not as bad as people let on. I think the tide has stemmed a little bit.
If they leave, you don't need them no way. They didn't want to be here. They're fair weather players. I don't want them.
Right. Next man up, right?
Next man up. We ain't begging nobody to stay. You want to be here, you stay here, through thick and thin. That's why I've been married 27 years. It ain't all been good.
Right. You got some battles you have to face, and but Matt, anything before we go?
No, just congratulations on the job, and thank you for
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Coach Green, once again, thank you for being here, and congratulations on being named the new Clinton Dragon head coach. Did I say Green? Coach Keith. Coach Keith, I'm sorry, but
sorry.
You're watching the Locker Room Chat, and thanks everyone for calling in, and we'll see you next week.
God bless you.